Ja Morant had some form of gesture there. Buddy Hield kind of responded, so you have offsetting tees. No, some form of gesture there. Buddy Hield kind of responded, so you have
Jeremiah Green, you a snitch now? You a rat? You Ratatouille now? You Ratatouille now, Draymond? Draymond, don't let us get started on what you be doing, my boy. Yo, what Draymond be doing on the court is worse than what Ja Morant be doing on the court. Let's keep it a bean. Look at Draymond Green wanna be Ratatouille and shit.
You have offsetting tees, no free throws.
This is an organization that's committed to their star player.
It's been a very...
Ja Morant, you gotta leave the Grizzlies, bro. The Grizzlies organization is not protecting you like you need to be protected. You gotta eventually leave the Grizzlies. Go somewhere else, man. I like you on the Grizzlies, but you gotta go somewhere else so you can be 110% yourself. Honestly, bro. I feel like if Ja Morant didn't join the Memphis Grizzlies, he'll be as big as Kyrie is. If not bigger. Honestly.
Very strange week for the Memphis Grizzlies and for Ja Morant himself, as recently the Memphis Grizzlies decided to fire Ja Morant's only head coach throughout his entire career, when they had 9 games remaining in the regular season when they looked like a surefire playoff team. But it seems like the NBA is also looking into a gesture that Ja Morant made that is eerily reminiscent of Ja Morant's past. And I have to admit, a lot of this doesn't make sense, but we're here to make sense out of it. Before we get to the content, make sure you drop, like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications for the latest NBA news to your device. And now that we get all that out of the way, cue the intro.
Fire intro, coach.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? The Ja Morant era in Memphis is one of the most peculiar eras I believe I've ever seen. Ja proved to be the best player in the 2019 NBA draft in his rookie season, winning Rookie of the Year honors, while at the same time leading the Memphis Grizzlies to a record that was good enough to be 9th place in the Western Conference before the play-in was even a thing. They would replicate their results in the very next year, although they would make it past the play-in to face off against the Utah Jazz in the first round, which would result in a gentleman's sweep, before Ja would have his breakout season during the 2021 to 2022 season. This season really stuck out because it just showed how much ground the Grizzlies were truly making up. Ja would win Most Improved Player of the Year, would become an All-Star for the first...
He shouldn't have won that award. That award should have went to Desmond Bane, but they gave it a job because, you know, why not, right?
First time, make the NBA All-Second team while exploding, going from averaging 19 points per game the year prior to an astounding 27 points per game in his 3rd season. But this not only demonstrated how good Ja Morant was becoming as a player, but it also indicated how well the Memphis Grizzlies were building around him. Ja Morant would miss 25 games in his 3rd season, but in those 25 games, the Memphis Grizzlies proved capable of doing just fine without him, going 20-5 without Ja Morant in the lineup. They would get contributions from Dylan Brooks and Desmond Bane, and it truly seemed like the Memphis Grizzlies were the next dominant power in the Western Conference, finishing 2nd in the Western Conference. They made a deep run in the playoffs.
They was the Thunder before the actual Thunder.
Before inevitably losing to the eventual NBA champion Golden State Warriors in the 2nd round, but things were looking really good for the Memphis Grizzlies. But in the 2022-23 season, that's when things took a strange turn. During that summer, Ja Morant was featured in a lawsuit where he allegedly assaulted a minor that was at his home. And while that would be a minor distraction carrying throughout the season, there were also additional distractions that Ja just brought upon himself.
Tweaking.
For example, there were multiple instances instances where Ja Morant posted videos of himself or was featured in videos of himself on social media of him brandishing a firearm. And while some people were saying, why is this a big deal if he's doing this on his own time, at the same time, you can't argue with the fact that this was just not a good look for the NBA. And unfortunately, this would be a huge distraction for the Memphis Grizzlies in a season where they definitely had the capabilities of making a deep run in the Western Conference. The Grizzlies finished second in the Western Conference, but would get destroyed by the Los Angeles Lakers. But luckily for Ja Morant, there's another individual on the roster that was blamed for being a distraction for the Grizzlies, and well, it was this guy.
I don't care, he's old. You know what I mean? I was waiting for that. I poke bears. I don't respect no one until they come and give me 40.
Regardless, the NBA decided to seek action on Ja Morant, and it was just a very strange punishment. Ja Morant was forced to seek counseling, which clearly didn't work because once again, he would be featured in a story with a firearm just a month later. And then Adam Silver would take to social media to say this.
We talked directly about the consequences. First, we were very focused on the misconduct that was in front of us at the time. An 8-game suspension.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't like Adam Silver as a commish. He might be the worst commish ever in commish history. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I don't like how he's orchestrating the NBA right now, bro. You got the play-ins. You got the in-season tournaments. You got the All-Star. You've been failing for a long time, Adam Silver. You got the Luka Doncic, Anthony Davis trade on your resume. That's all terrible. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. If David Stern was still alive and still the commish, he would have never allowed this shit. That's all I'm gonna say. He would never allow this shit. I'm gonna keep it being. Adam Silver, you're not looking good, bro. I'm gonna be honest. You're not looking good, buddy. The views are down. The ratings are down. There's a lot of things going on, okay? Adam Silver, you got to pick up a notch, especially next season, bro. I don't know how long his contract is as commissioner, but honestly, I don't like him as commissioner. I'm going to be honest. I don't. Like, the play-in was good for maybe a year or so, but come on, man. It's time to go back to the basics, bro. All right? 8 teams. You don't get to play like bums and then get a chance for play-ins. I don't like that. Like, you either make it or you don't, okay? That's me.
Was pretty serious and something that he, at least to me, seemed to take incredibly seriously. And that, as you said, he's a star. I mean, he has an incredibly huge following.
Ja Morant would then apologize, saying that I know I've disappointed a lot of people who have supported me. This is a journey and I recognize there's more work to do. My words may not mean much right now, but I take accountability for my actions and I'm committed to continue to work on myself. This didn't stop many memes being formed in regards to Ja Morant. I mean, my favorite one being this one from RDC World.
We still got to go back to the hood and show them niggas that I ain't no bitch though. They can't be thinking that. You know what I'm saying?
Who are you talking
What are you talking about? The ops. They think we getting sweet. Ops? We don't have no ops. What are you saying?
Which is pretty much what Ja Morant was doing. I mean, he put a supermax contract in jeopardy as a result of this. And not only that, but at the same time, the Memphis Grizzlies were just not making intelligent decisions around him. Letting Dillon Brooks go seemed to be the wrong move. Letting Tyus Jones walk and trying to replace him with Marcus Smart clearly didn't work out because the Grizzlies would move on from Marcus Smart during the following trade deadline. Ja Morant would get suspended to start the 2023-24 season, in which the Grizzlies struggled without him, and by the time Ja Morant returned, he would only play in 9 games before being injured for the remainder of the season. So the 2024-25 season was very crucial for the Memphis Grizzlies, but unfortunately, things would just get way worse from there. The Grizzlies would fire Taylor Jenkins' assistant coaching staff and bring in brand new assistants that completely changed up the offense, an offense that featured significantly less screens, which clearly affected Ja Morant's statistics. I mean, if you take a look at Ja's stats from the 2022-23 season, he averaged 26 points per game off of 47% shooting from the field, along with 8 assists. And if you take a look at his advanced statistics, he had a 5.7 box plus minus, a 3.8 value over replacement player. And when you compare that to this year, he's averaged 22.7 points per game to go with 7.4 assists, a box plus minus of a 2.2, a value over replacement player of 1.5, and as a bonus, his defensive box plus minus just went down to a negative 0.6. This is despite the Grizzlies drafting Zach Edey to try to be his pick and roll partner, but he wasn't really running pick and rolls with Ja Morant. The Grizzlies still had a solid season underneath Taylor Jenkins, but then made the peculiar decision to fire him with 9 games remaining in the season, which is very strange when you're still in the thick of the playoff hunt. Fans suggested the fact that Taylor Jenkins did a horrible job managing games in late game situations, and that resulted in his firing. And while that does make a lot of sense, it still doesn't.
It don't make sense though. Like, I don't care what the statistics are telling you. You ride it out until the playoffs are over. That makes no sense at all. No matter what numbers you want to bring into the table, it don't matter about nothing, bro. You've been playing with his coach. You are familiar with his coach from day one. The fact that you get rid of him with 9 games left is diabolical. Honestly, bro, that does not make sense. No matter how much sense you want to put into it, it doesn't make any sense at all. You know what I mean? Especially when you you turn your head and you see the Denver Nuggets coach get fired as well. It's like, bro, what has happened to the NBA? Everybody's just getting fired. Like, it doesn't make no sense to me.
Improve your chances to fire your head coach when you're a playoff team with 9 games remaining in the regular season. Now, some analysts stated that this was a move that Ja Morant wanted.
So this is an organization that's committed to their star player, you know, and talk about putting pieces around him. He got a bunch of pieces around him, got a lot of talent. It looked like the issue that they're having in Memphis.
Memphis don't got a lot of talent, by the way. Yo, Memphis is a good team, but the talent piece, I don't know about. Like, when you look at the Lakers, that's talent. LeBron, Luka, Orochimaru, AR-15, they got talent around them. All right, if you look at the top teams in the NBA, you got Dylan Brooks and the Rockets, you got Jalen Green, you got Amen Thompson. Those are talented pieces. As far as the Memphis Grizzlies go, who do you have that's talented? I mean, Desmond Bane, I like him too. I like him. He's talented. Zach Edey, he's a rookie, but he's talented. Jaren Jackson Jr., I'm kind of shaky about him, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm kind of shaky about him, but I guess you can say he's talented. But I don't really see the Grizzlies as being a talented team. Okay.
Is coaching, is scheming.
And clearly this is what he wants and maybe what the players want.
But at the same time, you can make the counter argument that Ja Morant loved Taylor Jenkins and never really had an issue with Taylor Jenkins. So could this be an indication that the Memphis Grizzlies might be willing to part ways with Ja? I mean, if we're really speaking freely in regards to the Memphis Grizzlies offense, their best player is not Ja Morant. Their best player is a player that is expected to get the Supermax this offseason if he wins Defensive Player of the Year, and that's Jaren Jackson Jr.
Jaren Jackson Jr., in my opinion, has not. I'm not gonna say he has not lived to expectations, but I feel like he has stayed. He has stayed the same guy as he was when he first got into the league. If you ask me, that's just me though. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like his level of play should be on the same level. If not the same level, a little bit below Anthony Davis. He has that potential. But I don't know. I feel like he should. I don't know. Let me know how y'all feel about it. But I feel like Jaren Jackson, he's been the same player year in and year out. You know what you're gonna get from Jaren Jackson. He doesn't evolve or elevate from the level that you already put him in. That's just my opinion, though. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know.
Grizzlies have had plenty of success without Ja Morant on the basketball court.
You hear Jaren Jackson, you hear a really good player, but you don't hear superstar or star or great player. You just hear really good player. You know, I feel like he should be a star player, a really great player, or a superstar player. That's just my opinion, though.
So he could be their best trade piece. And when you consider the fact that Ja is going to be under contract for 3 more seasons following this season, it makes a lot of sense to part ways with him and try to get a treasure chest of draft picks so you could build around Triple J for years to come. Triple J still hasn't even entered his prime yet. He's only 25 years old, and some fans are thinking that this move was made to build around Triple J moving forward and choosing him over Ja Morant. So immediately you saw many rumors suggesting that one exec believed that a Ja Morant trade was imminent before Taylor Jenkins was fired. Tim McMahon detailed that Morant wasn't a fan of the new offense that Jenkins and the Grizzlies' new look coaching staff installed this season. Morant in his 6th NBA season is averaging 22.4 points per game while shooting 44.8% from the field. The fact that Ja was unhappy in Memphis was no secret around the NBA. As the Grizzlies spiraled, losing 6 of 8 after the All-Star break, pressure mounted to the point where one Western Conference general manager believed until the firings that the team would be forced to shop Ja Morant this summer. Morant still has 3 years left on his contract and will make $39.4 million next season. It doesn't seem like it was just Ja Morant that potentially wanted Taylor Jenkins gone. This is what Desmond Bane had to say about Taylor Jenkins' departure.
Yeah, it's on us for sure. You know, we're the 5 players out there. Coach didn't shoot one shot, you know, all season. You know, he didn't guard anybody. He gives us a great game plan, and we didn't execute it to the level that we needed to. So, a lot of times coaches and, you know, other people end up taking the fall, but ultimately it's on the players.
Obviously, out of anyone that's frustrated about this firing, it's Desmond Bane, because Taylor Jenkins played a huge role in getting a player that was drafted at the end of the first round of the NBA draft and developing him to the point where he can make a significant amount of money in the NBA and be one of the prime contributors for a potentially dominant young dynasty in the Western Conference. But now things are getting really strange for Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies, as the NBA is investigating Ja Morant for doing a gun motion once again. Now, this isn't anything new. We've shown clips before of Ja Morant finger banging the opposing bench while he's on the bench. But I think this one's even funnier. We posted this on our X account, which, by the way, we're trying to get more news to you guys on our X.
Don't you ever say X account ever again. Don't you ever say that. Especially when you get the Twitter image in your video. Don't you ever say X. I don't want to hear nobody over the age of 22 say X. All right? It's Twitter, buddy. Twitter.
X account, so if you guys want to follow us there, a link to that's going to be in the description down below. And probably one of the funniest things I think I've seen in the NBA recently, Steph Curry had a generational game against the Memphis Grizzlies, in a very crucial game, by the way. The Memphis Grizzlies and the Golden State Warriors are neck and neck for the 5th seed in the Western Conference. The Grizzlies are currently on a huge losing streak. So Steph Curry went off, I mean, dropping 52 points off of 12 three-pointers made, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 5 steals, for crying out loud. The context of this situation is so funny because during a dead ball, Ja Morant would point at the opposing bench and just start shooting at them, which doesn't look really good if you think about it. Now, immediately fans talked about the fact that, hey, Dyson Daniels did this recently. He hit a 3, then he looked at the opposing bench and he just shot at them. But this is a little different, don't you think?
How's it different? They're both NBA players. They're both doing the same emote, but for some odd reason, you look at Ja Morant as the criminal. How is it different? I don't understand. I don't get it.
Ja Morant just walked off of the court. This is a dead ball. This isn't after Ja Morant made a shot. This isn't Ja Morant saying, look at me, I'm on fire. This is Ja Morant just casually walking away and saying, I'm gonna kill y'all. It doesn't really look good in this particular instance, so that's why the NBA is investigating this instance.
I'm gonna kill y'all. Think Ja Morant gonna catch a body? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Like, it get to a point. I understand Ja Morant, he loved playing with the glicks. I understand he loved playing with the guns, bro. I get it. But come on, he gonna kill y'all. Come on, bro. He's probably, the Memphis Grizzlies was probably up at this point. Come on, bro. Like, it's basketball, man. Have y'all never went outside and played basketball? Like, come on, man. Y'all doing too much now at this point. Y'all doing way too much.
And that's why it's so different than other instances that you've seen in the past. And when you combine that with Ja Morant's history, it does not look good for Ja. I mean, just look at how he's been acting on the court as of late.
The
Even
grenades.
before Taylor Jenkins got fired, Ja Morant was throwing fits on the court. At the end of the third quarter in a game against the Knicks in late February, Ja would grab the ball and absolutely launch it into the crowd. He'd end up getting fined $25,000 for that.
Everybody does that. Like, Ja Morant's not the first player to get upset or frustrated and throw the ball in the crowd. He's not the first guy that does that. He's not going to be the last guy that does that. Like, come on, relax now, relax. I understand Ja Morant has a history, I get it. But come on, bro. To paint Ja Morant as a hitter, he's not no hitter, man. We know Ja Morant's not no hitter. He's not gonna rob a bank. He's not gonna catch a body. Like, come on, bro. This is Ja Morant for crying out loud. Like, can we cut it out? Y'all are deep diving into the abyss with this Ja Morant take. I don't agree with it at all.
And quite frankly, I don't think he cares. He's been frustrated all season long, presumably because of the lack of touches, but for the most part, it shows. His frustration is especially evident with the Grizzlies offense. I mean, just take a look at this play right here. In a huge game against the defending champion Boston Celtics, Memphis would find themselves down 15 with 6 minutes to go. Derek White starts this play with
Duh, you're playing the defending champs, the best team in the whole entire NFL. You're going to be down by 15 in the fourth quarter, prime quarter, clutch quarter. You're going to be down. Duh. You have no chance of beating my Celtics. Like, it's like, come on, bro.
Off coverage on Ja, and he notices that, running towards the perimeter and clapping his hands, begging for the rock to be swung his way. Instead, Desmond Bane folds under pressure from Al Horford at the top of the key, and he doesn't even look Ja's way, instead passing the ball to Santi Aldama on the opposite wing. At this point, there's around 5 seconds left on the shot clock, and with Jason Tatum not close enough to Aldama to properly contest a shot, but not far enough away for the shot to be open, it's clear that Jason Tatum will have to rush to the perimeter in order to apply pressure on a weak ball handler late in the clock. Well, it's clear to everyone except Santi Aldama, because he puts up a catch and shoot three that ends up completely breaking off the backboard. And if you take a look at Ja, he just looks utterly disappointed before he has to rush back and play transition defense. There's no greater indicator that Ja Morant is frustrated with the Memphis Grizzlies than this, and I can't really blame him. This is a game where Ja Morant really did a good job dueling Steph Curry. He shot 36 points, 14 of 22 from the field, 64% field goal percentage, and had 2 steals with 6 assists. He also had 6 turnovers, which clearly didn't help things. But imagine doing all of that and it's still not enough after the Grizzlies fired your head coach.
Yo, when Curry dropped 52, 36 is not gonna be enough. Okay. Curry dropped 52. You think your little bitty 36, which is a lot, is gonna be enough though? Come on, bro.
I really don't know what the Memphis Grizzlies plan is here, and given the crazy stuff that's happened recently in the NBA, it's very difficult to tell what the future of the Memphis Grizzlies is going to look like. But something that we personally could have never accounted for is the Anthony Davis trade is actually working out quite well for the Dallas Mavericks. We made a completely separate video, and we'll leave it in the end screen to meet you guys there. I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.
Yo, drop the mic and don't pick it back up, Mike. All right, real talk. This is a great video, but a lot of bad takes, if you ask me. A lot of bad takes. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like, the fact that you made a video about Anthony Davis just changed everything. Anthony Davis didn't change a goddamn thing. Like, what are we even talking about here? Yeah, he's been playing great. He's been playing phenomenal, but this is not it. This is not it at all. But anyways, bro, going back to Ja Morant. Ja Morant needs to go to a different team. What team? I don't know yet. I have no idea what team Ja Morant should go to, but I do not like him on the Memphis Grizzlies. I feel like he should go to a team. I wouldn't say the Milwaukee Bucks, but they got Dame Lillard. So I'm not going to say the Milwaukee Bucks. Even though I would love to see Ja Morant and Giannis play the pick and roll game. That would look amazing. But we're not going to get that. So I'm going to say Ja Morant needs to go to a team like, I don't know, bro. I'm going to be honest. I have no idea. Like, I don't know. I don't know, but I can't see him on a Memphis Grizzlies for too much longer. All right, by the time 2028 comes around, he should be either walking out the back door or he should be traded by then. But we're gonna see what happens, man. The playoffs are soon on the horizon, so this should be an interesting year for Ja Morant and the Grizzlies, man. They're gonna be first round goodbyes, but it's gonna be entertaining nevertheless. Okay. Anyways, man, let's get out of here, Coach.
You guys there. I'm your boy Mike.
Oh my gosh.